Today we've come to check out Colford pump track in Somerset. It's a figure of 8 track which seems to have been designed to be ridden in any direction. It's located just off of a road called Newbury Cottages, but the closest place to park is on the other side of the football field, accessed via Orchard Close. There's a good sized car park, which is great, but access from the car park to the track is less than perfect. Your choices are to cut across the field, which may be wet and muddy, or come back out to the road and go around that way, which is less than ideal if you have small children. Locating pump tracks like this across a field without any sort of path is a frequent bugbear of mine, and something that I see frequently, especially in village settings. The track itself is mellow and very suitable for young children and beginners. One thing to be aware of is that because it's a multi-directional track, you might encounter other riders coming towards you, so a bit of care is required. As the track can be ridden in any direction, it's hard for me to take you for a tour, but I've done my best. I think that this is the most obvious lap that you could do, that you could clearly go left on the first pass rather than right. There aren't any huge jumps on the track, and this one is the biggest. This isn't a bad thing as the corners are tight and the berms aren't all that steep or tall. I found it hard to carry a lot of speed. The mellow corners do lend themselves to being used as takeoffs or landings, and I assume that this is why they were designed in the way that they have been. I love this section of the track where there's a roller between the two berms, and spent a lot of time riding it. One very unusual design choice was the grind box by the side of one of the straights. I rode it for the purposes of this video, but it's an odd design choice. It doesn't really fit with the flow of the track, and I found it awkward to ride. The addition of skate park features adds to the feeling that the track is trying to be all things to all people, and I'm not certain that these compromises always work. In the same area as the track, there's a large hard court and a small play park, handy if you have kids who want a break from riding. There's also a pub around the corner and a small shop nearby where you could get a drink or a snack. All in all, I enjoyed the track and I would visit again. The things that I liked most were the easy access, providing you've got access to a car, the free parking, the fact that it's generally clean and very tidy. There's very little litter or evidence of any kind of antisocial behaviour. I also like the creative design of the track, giving lots of lines and options. The things that I didn't like so much about the track was the lack of public transport links. It's a 7-mile ride from the nearest train station, and travelling by bus with a bike isn't really feasible. I've already spoken about how it frustrates me when pump tracks are separated from the road or the car park by large grass areas without any sort of path. It might seem unfair to mark a track down simply because of its size, but I think it's relevant when deciding whether or not to visit. Bigger tracks naturally have more features and variety. Some of the features felt a bit samey. Lots of straight doubles and step-ups. It would have been nice to have seen a tabletop in there for the kids to practice jumping on, or maybe something a bit different like a step up, step down. I've scored the track on 5 measures. I've given 5 out of 10 for accessibility, as although access by car is good, access by public transport is non-existent. I've given 6 out of 10 for design, as I appreciate the thought that's gone into creating features that can be ridden in a variety of different ways. That said, sometimes you lose as much as you gain when creating multi-purpose features. I couldn't really fault the cleanliness or condition of the track, but I'd probably recommend bringing a broom if you can, to help keep the loose gravel in check. The location feels very safe, and I didn't feel at all vulnerable here. It's a public place, so you can't ever be certain that you won't encounter crime or antisocial behaviour, but it's about as close as you can get. This place scores low on other facilities. The park and playing fields might be a bonus for some, as might the pub, but there are no public toilets, and the closest shop is a short ride away. It's no less than you'd expect in a village, but I can't give it a high score. My overall score for the track is 6.6 out of 10. If you're considering visiting, I've put the postcode in the video description.